Hello and welcome back to the Flat Chat. I'm Heggy, here with Callum, and today we're doing a match review on a game that happened last night. Arsenal away to Wolves, which finished 2-0 to Arsenal. We're doing it a day later because I'm a wee bit unwell. I'm tired last night. Recovered today.
He's all good.
Back with energy, yes. So, we'll kick it off with how we thought the game would go.
Yeah.
So, how did you think this game
I thought the game would
go?
go exactly the way it went. I
Yeah.
felt with the World Cup coming up, players would be playing with the handbrake on. Players, obviously, that are going to be a big part in the World Cup. Players like Saka, Granit Xhaka, things like that. Players like that. So I expected it's quite tough. I didn't think Arsenal would come out the blocks as quickly as they have done in previous weeks. So I predicted that Arsenal would win this 1-0 and it'd be a really, really scrappy win. I know Wolves obviously are bottom of the table, but I think that they're still quite resolute.
Better than where they are on the table.
I think so. Yeah, they've got better players than where they should be
Yeah.
on the table, I think. But obviously they're going to get a new manager, and I did feel that a lot of the players, because the manager was at the ground, would be trying to play for a spot in his team, because obviously he's quite a well-known manager, Lopetegui. So yeah, no, I did expect it to be a tough one for Arsenal, but I did expect them to get the win in the end. What about you?
Yeah, I also had 1-0 to Arsenal. I think they've been really solid away from home, especially.
Yep.
Defensively, I think they've only conceded 4 goals.
Yeah.
But they've conceded nearly double that at home for some reason. They just seem to suit the away style of play pretty well.
I think we've had, actually, if you look at it, I think we've had our harder games at home, harder teams that we'd face.
Yeah,
We've played Liverpool
Spurs.
and Spurs
Yeah.
at home. I wouldn't class Chelsea as that because they're rotten.
Yeah, they were away from home, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. That was last week. So
Yeah, and one of your other away from home games was Man United, where they conceded 3 of the...
Yeah,
goals.
exactly. Yeah, precisely. Yeah. So yeah, you thought this game would go the way it kind of did. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. I thought Arsenal would start well, but ease out of the game like they have in the past few weeks. It was a complete opposite.
It really was, yeah.
They took a wee while to get into it,
Yeah.
but once they did get in it, it was full control.
I think if we're being honest here, a big part of that might have been because of the change we had to make very early on in the game.
Yeah.
I think that kind of stopped us in our tracks quite early on. And then obviously we were trying to get used to the counter that Wolves were doing. Wolves were trying to sit deeper and deeper and deeper as the game went on to try and catch us with a high line. And on a few occasions it did obviously catch us. One being the chance where actually there could have been a penalty for Wolves.
Yeah.
But the rules say that it's not clear. It's this whole clear and obvious thing coming in again. I hated it last season. Now that Arsenal are good, I'm loving it.
I don't think that's why it was not given.
Apparently it's because it's not a clear and obvious error.
I heard it was not given because the ref didn't stop for the VAR to give him a chance to look at it. They just played the game on.
But they said afterwards it was because it wasn't clear and obvious from the referee because of the offside. I don't know how. I honestly, we need someone else to come and make sense of this because we don't.
What I heard this morning was the ref has not been told by VAR to stop the play, so he's just let play go on, and they've just not looked at it.
They did. He did stop play.
Well, no, they stopped play to check for the offside.
And didn't check.
They didn't check the foul because it was onside. I don't know what it was.
That's so stupid, isn't it? Well, we can get one thing straight. Had that been just a normal little situation, I initially thought that wasn't a foul when it was going at full speed. I thought Saliba got the ball. On second inspection, if there been no offsides involved there, it was 100% a penalty.
Oh, definitely.
Saliba's been clumsy there. So yeah, and it's got to be a penalty, but of course the offside did come in.
Yeah, it's another one of those instances where VAR's causing more confusion than it is setting how it's went straight. We don't know what's happened. They need to just come out and fully say rather than everyone guessing what's happened.
Yeah, for sure.
I would like to see a referee press conference.
We're going to say it every week, Heggy, and it's not going to happen, unfortunately, because there's too many. And why is it not going to happen though?
Because they'll get too much stick for saying they've got one wrong.
You're getting it enough though right now. I think they need to do it. They need to do it. They're getting better with like having people talk, like managers and players with like the punditry teams. I think that should be a referee's job as well.
Yeah,
but they're trying to protect them, and I'm sorry that they need to come out and explaining things, can make it clearer for us for sure.
He had a pretty good game other than that though.
He did. He let things go. There was a few for Arsenal though where you thought maybe there could have been a yellow card.
Yeah, when they were pulling shirts.
Yeah,
pulling
and then there was one
arms.
for, I think it was Traore as well, who was already on a yellow.
Yeah.
Again.
I liked how consistent it was with those though.
Yeah, but he did give a few yellows for thing. I think it was more. I think you pointed out in the match where the player was running directly forward, they were pulled back. It'd be a yellow. Where they were running to their side, and that's what you spotted, and maybe that is what he was thinking. He wasn't going in a forward direction towards the goal. So
I still think anything where they just blatantly grabbed should be a yellow though.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think
But other than that, after the first half, it was pretty plain sailing, wasn't it?
Oh,
the
it was,
second
yeah,
half?
no, it definitely. I think Wolves' main threat was in that first half. Arsenal were a bit shaken by the substitution and, of course, trying to deal with Traore, who didn't seem to be a big threat. I think actually a bigger threat maybe was Guedes.
Yeah.
He was getting in there. We'll talk about him though in a wee bit. But yeah, no, Arsenal, yeah, pretty easy for them today, or yesterday. So yeah.
I think there's only one man to start with if we're talking about performances, and it is the clear man of the match, Odegaard.
Yeah, for sure.
What did you make of his performance yesterday?
A little quiet in the first half, but it's the sort of things where you don't really notice him. It's kind of weird. He's the 10 sort of thing, but you don't notice him. It's kind of weird. It's a weird position he's in. It's kind of, he runs about, he pushes the press, he's conducting where everyone goes on the pitch, but then obviously chips in with 2 goals. He's our top scorer now, which is crazy because there's so many of them are all in 5.
Yeah, you're all chipping in.
Like the front 4 have all got at least 5 goals in the league. Like
Xhaka's got about 4 or 5.
exactly,
as well,
yeah. And Partey's got a couple as well.
Yeah.
So no, and they're centre backs too. So no, it's looking good with Odegaard playing. He seems to really like playing the guys down the bottom of the league though. That's where he gets his goals. He does. It is a thing.
I know another man that loves playing against the Rotters.
Was it Salah?
He's sitting right next to me.
Oh, is it me? Oh, yeah, I love playing against stinkers.
That's when the prime performances
Prime
come
Zidane
in.
comes out when I start playing against Diddy's.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Odegaard, yeah, leading the press and getting the goals. We'll quickly talk about the goals then.
I especially liked his first goal.
Yeah.
Was it when he slammed it in before Saka could get there?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
That was just good movement from him to get into the box, but it was before that where I think Gabriel Martinelli comes away from the left wing to get the ball. I think he's more central or actually on the right. The ball then gets played back, played all the way out, and Jesus has now picked up that position that Martinelli does, and that's where you actually see that is Arteta.
Yeah.
Because Arteta has the players. I remember actually in the All or Nothing documentary, he has them thinking, well, if you're here, where's everyone else meant to be? And you're going to make sure you keep the same shape that I want at all times.
Yeah.
If that player's out of position, you move into their position. And that's what my Gabriel Jesus does. He comes inside and he just shows his class. Nice wee ball, blindside ball, Fabio Vieira. And then obviously we thought, is that a dodgy touch? Maybe he wants to shoot here. And then it's a great wee ball into the box.
Yeah.
It's a real technician's ball.
It was definitely a dodgy touch. He wanted to shoot.
He did, but it was excellent after that.
I think we both said it when it happened. It was actually really smart from him to then decide I won't shoot. Because a lot of young players might just lash at it and panic. But no, it was good composure.
It's a really good ball. Really good. Just dink it in there and a simple finish for Odegaard. They wanted the goal desperately.
Yeah.
And then of course the second goal, if you want to take us away with that.
Well, it was a bit more of a scramble in the box, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, but it was good football before then.
Yeah.
It was Martinelli actually winning the ball back.
Arsenal did that a lot in the game. They won the ball and they played really nice passes. I think that's been the best thing about Arsenal this season.
Yeah.
The first time passes and the movement, as you said.
That's something actually that I think Liverpool, where we're picking up from Liverpool from previous years. That's what they do. They used to win the ball up high up the pitch, and that's what their best attribute was. Whereas Man City was maybe more the controlling side of the game, which Arsenal also have, which is nice to see.
Yeah, I think that style was more exciting. The winning the ball higher up.
Yeah.
It's a bit more explosive.
Yep.
But no, Odegaard, great positioning again for his second goal. He can always find the space, and it was good composure again to just slot it home because he absolutely rifled it in, didn't he?
Aye, for sure. And then for this one, it was Martinelli, obviously, as I said, winning it back. Nice wee back heel in for Zinchenko, and then plays the ball into the box, and then it was the scramble, as you said. But yeah, no, 2 fairly decent goals. We take them for Arsenal.
Yeah.
A bit different to what we've scored in previous weeks. But yeah, 2-0 win.
Yeah.
Are you going to take us away with any other performers that were good for Arsenal?
I would say Ramsdale.
I think
I was pretty
Ramsdale,
impressed with him.
yeah.
There was especially one instance it wouldn't have counted as a save, but Traore was going to get a tap in, and Ramsdale ran out and read the play really well, and
Yeah.
he grabbed the ball. They didn't really highlight it much on Sky,
No.
but I thought it was really good, and he made another good save.
When
It
he
was
got clattered by Traore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Ramsdale had a really good game.
Yeah.
One of the better ones I've seen this season.
It wasn't many big saves. He didn't
Yeah.
actually make any. Well, he made one save at the end actually. But other than that, it was sort of just reading the play really well, and he needed to.
Yeah.
He needed to with the high line we play and with the threat they caused from the counter attack from Traore and Guedes in particular.
Yeah, he had really good distribution as well. He was throwing the ball out quick.
Yeah.
I genuinely can't think of anything he did wrong this
No,
week.
I think you're right. It was one of his better performances
Yeah.
for sure.
What about you, anyone?
I think if we're going to talk about Arsenal obviously being resolute with the fact that they didn't concede again, we're going to have to talk about one of the defenders, and I think the standout this week was Gabriel.
Yeah.
And considering he's been slated quite a lot this season, let's be fair, but that's because of how good Saliba's been next to him.
Yeah.
Gabriel was definitely the better of the two this week. Saliba could have given away a penalty, played a blind ball as well. Apparently, he was actually told by Arteta to play that pass, so that's how he lessened for Saliba. Don't always listen to the manager; he's not always right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Or maybe have a wee look first before you play.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I thought he looked as well. That's I was watching it back. He knows he's there. But anyway, we'll talk about Gabriel. He was cleaning everything up.
Yeah.
Really, really good from him this week. It's good to see. He's obviously unfortunate to not get in the World Cup squad, similar to Bobby Firmino, who also got a goal. But we'll talk about that in another video.
Yeah.
Not letting that stop them from performing. But yeah, no, I think Gabriel, one of his better performances. And other than that, that was a good sort of team performance to get this over the line. Obviously, as I said, players playing with the handbrake on, Saka in particular. And that takes us nicely on to Wolves. Who do you think was their standout today?
Well, the man that pocketed Saka.
Yeah.
Bueno. Young boy. How old is he?
I'm not quite sure.
A minute, we'll try and find out. He is
20.
20. He had a really good game.
He's actually left mid as well.
Yeah.
It says on this, but he's a left back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did really well. Every time he got it, he was looking to go forward. He was trying to create chances for Wolves. And defensively, I thought it was really sound for a young player.
Sure. But I think a big part of that was Saka not being at his best. Everyone was just saying it afterwards. What was he doing?
Do you think he made him look better than Saka?
He did, but no. But he don't want to take anything away from Bueno. I think he was probably their best player.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely. Another player I thought was pretty good was Guedes. He was causing threat to Arsenal, but I'm going to take away from that a little bit here. His decision making in the final third was very poor.
Yeah.
Seriously, championship level in a lot of cases.
I think he just lacked a bit of composure.
Yeah.
There was one especially. It was actually a decent shot, but he could have done better.
Yeah,
he blasted it over the bar.
Yeah. There was another one in the other opposite side and he just blasted it again. And it's like, if you'd maybe taken a touch head up, you've then got either you can come in on your right foot here, or you can play a ball across the box to Traore, and he's just not. It's decision making, and it's just. He's obviously one of those players that has a magic moment in him because he's maybe taking those quick shots and it fires in off the bar or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, what a goal that is. But no, it's really just a bit more composure, and I think you're a better player.
Would you have been more scared if Diego Costa was available for this
No,
one?
I used to ask me this yesterday. Not really, no. The man's old. He would have been one of those ones where previous experiences with this man has me
PTSD.
Yeah, a wee bit, but I actually I'd have preferred that it was him playing instead of the two fast players that they did play with, because the high line was the only issue we had with dealing with the speed of those two. And Diego Costa's not exactly fast, is he?
No.
Final player?
Yeah. Traore, the midfielder.
Yeah, another youngster.
Yeah, 21, but he looks about 41.
Yeah.
No, he was decent.
Yeah, we've got him wrote down here as Traore number 6, lengthy.
Yeah.
So there you go.
He is lengthy.
Very.
Yeah. He was just cruising the midfield. He wasn't cruising it, but it looked like he was cruising when he was in full motion.
Yeah.
Just because of how fast he was.
He was definitely competing with the Arsenal midfield at certain points.
I think maybe that was helped with the fact that Arsenal had two attacking midfielders for most of the game.
And he also has Coutinho and Neves sitting next to him.
Yeah.
But we did think he was the standout out of the three.
Yeah, I thought Neves was quiet.
Yeah.
But no, he had a decent game. Maybe lucky to not get sent off
Maybe.
Another ref and another day might send them off.
Yeah, I think it would have been harsh.
Yeah.
But you can't really complain though at the same time. So yeah, I think that's with us kind of summed up the game as a whole. But we now will talk about where this leaves both teams, and we'll start down the bottom of the league where they remain, and that is Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Yep, they're rock bottom going into the World Cup.
Yeah.
No one would have foreshadowed this,
No,
I
definitely
think. But potentially worrying times, but they do have the manager coming in,
Yeah,
Lopetegui.
It's the perfect time as well for him to come in.
He's
Maybe
got-
not with the fact
yeah.
that they've got 10 points, but
How many
World Cup.
players do they have going to the World Cup? It can't be that many.
it can't be, no. Neves is definitely going. Sa's definitely
And
going.
Mateus Nunes is going for Portugal.
Yeah. Other than that, there's Guedes, I don't think's going. Traore's definitely not going. They don't have that many. I think they'll have a full squad to work with for the next month or so.
Yeah.
Which is really good for them. But no, it's tough times for if you're a Wolves fan, because you've got to deal with being bottom for over a month now.
And outside the bottom three as well isn't even in sight.
Yeah.
It's more than one win away.
Yeah, so you're going to be taking pelters for about a month.
Yeah.
We're contrasting that. Arsenal, obviously, usually it's top at Christmas. This is no, you're top for a month before Christmas because there's no games now.
Yeah.
And that's big for Arsenal. 37 points from a possible 14 games played.
Yeah. You were given a big favour by your London neighbours yesterday, Brentford.
Brentford, yeah. Nice wee club, that.
Yeah.
Nice wee club.
Ivan Toney silencing
Gareth
Gareth
Southgate. So but massive. Because that's a 5-point gap at the top, and
If someone told you this at the start of the season, you would have just said you're talking absolute nonsense.
I would have. I genuinely would have, and I think most Arsenal fans would. No Arsenal fan, a serious Arsenal fan, would think that this was possible.
Yeah.
Like truly possible with Man City getting Haaland. But it's massive for Arsenal. 5 points clear, as I said, of second, and then of fifth place. So dropping us out of the top four, it's 14 points.
Yeah.
That's mental.
I think the most impressive stat, if you looked at the table, would be your 15 points clear of Liverpool.
Yeah, or Chelsea as well. 16 points clear of them. It's crazy.
Mental.
Yeah, no, it is. It's really crazy, and it's been a crazy start to the season. But there's still a long way to go, and I still don't think we're the favourites. Unfortunately,
Can you start to dream though now?
I can dream. I've been dreaming for a couple of weeks now. I've been thinking to myself, it could actually happen now. But there is obviously Man City in the past have gone on these wild win streaks.
Yeah.
And Arsenal have only dropped points in 2 games, and that is 14 games at worth. That's pretty impressive as well. But we have in the past, it's the past of Arsenal where we do seem to fall away in the second part of the season.
Especially last season when the pressure really got high. There was 2 bad streaks in a row you went on, rather than losses here and there.
Yeah.
So let's just hope.
But that's the thing though, I think this is a different Arsenal team.
Yeah.
Because last season, you're right, it was where we'd lose a game and it was just our heads would drop and we'd lose about 3 in a row. And I don't. It was not even particularly tough games either. Whereas this season, whenever we've lost, you thought, right, this is a test, this next game. So we're then getting unnecessary tests to see, will they crumble and crumble and crumble? But no, we've bounced back straight away.
Yeah.
So let's hope that we're a different Arsenal team, and I think it is. I think there's players in there that are making this team a bit different.
Yeah.
Saliba, Gabriel, Jesus, players like that. But yeah, happy.
If you enjoyed our match review on Wolves 0, Arsenal 2, leave us a like and comment below if you want to see us do videos like this for World Cup games.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sure we can get them done. Maybe one every couple of days, because we'll be watching mainly the 7 o'clock games because we'll be working.
Yeah.
But we will be tuning into the radio or
I definitely will,
watching extended highlights of the other games. But no, if you enjoyed that, leave us a like and subscribe and take it easy.
Take it easy.